With all the legal issues that the director of Ufotable is facing due to tax fraud, he was sentenced to 20 months of prison followed by 3 years of probation, as well as paying a fine of 30 million yen. However, truthfully, we don't really care about all that stuff. We just want to watch our series and anime in peace, free of legal issues. And with the fate of Demon Slayer in the unknown territory, we had to do something about it, and the only way we know how. In today's video, we will be counting down the 12 demon moons, what we know about them, and how powerful they are. So before we get started, be sure to subscribe to our channel and press on that bell icon, and set us all to be notified about our latest videos. And be aware of the following spoilers. Here are the lower demon moons. KYOGAI, formerly one of the 12 demon moons, retaining the rank of the lower 6, he loses his position due to his inability to consume humans anymore, driving his power growth and potential to a halt. Just like mostly every other demon, KYOGAI backstory is actually a sad, painful one that many of us live daily in our lives. He was underappreciated and deprived of any good remarks, which drove him to his limit and turned him into a demon. Just thinking about it is painful in itself. If only someone had appreciated his work or gave him a pat on his back and motivated him, he wouldn't have ended up as a demon in the first place. His powers, however, are comprised of drums all over his body that he taps, and every one of them has its special ability that allows him to manipulate his house and domain, rotating the room sideways in all directions while sending invisible claw-like attacks at his enemies, disorienting them, and attacking simultaneously. He's eventually killed by Tanjiro, and tears filled his eyes even after his head was cut because Tanjiro commended his powers and his music. At 12 is Rui. Rui is the studio attempt to make an edgy, evil Spider-Man that loves to play house with unwilling hosts. We all hate him for hurting the adorable Nezuko-chan. However, his story and how he became a demon is as painful and sad as his death was swift at the hands of Gyu, the water Hashira. As a human, he was born frail and weak to the point that even walking was a taxing effort in his case, and he stayed in bed for a long time until the Michael Jackson wannabe turned him into a demon, of course. At first, his family was overjoyed, but soon after they realized what a monster their son has turned into, and decided to finish him off in his sleep. Obviously, they couldn't do it and died in the process, leaving behind a Spider-Boy with a family complex to the point he created his own family, and if any one of the members playing house refuses to do anything, well, he simply kills them. His battle was a remarkable one, especially when using the blood-infused reinforced threads and watching Tanjiro tear through them using the flame-style attack learned from his father with some help from Nezuko as well. At number 11 we have KAMANUE. After the death of Rui, Muzan became furious at the weakness and worthlessness of the lower moons and decided to purge them. The first to die was KAMANUE, the lower 6, not for doing anything though, but for thinking it. You see, Muzan is able to read the thoughts of anyone with his blood and infused into him, and lying in his field of vision. And just like that, he snuffs out one of the lower moon's light as easy as he created him. Sadly, we didn't get to know anything about his backstory or powers, but oh well, it made Tanjiro's job much easier. Coming in at number 10 we have MUKAGO. Another one bites the dust. Damn, Muzan. Seems like he just woke up on that day and was like, "Mother, I crave violence." More than usual, you know what I mean? Ranked the lower 4 was the next to go out because Muzan found that he fears the Demon Slayers more than fearing him, which hurt his humongous ego, obviously. Coming in at number 9, we have WAKURABA. Witnessing the death of 2 fellow lower moons, this guy does the stupidest thing possible and attempts to escape. Like that would ever work. I guess he didn't watch enough horror movies to know that there is no escaping an angry, demonic Michael Jackson. Coming in at number 8, we have ROKURO. With the lower 3, 4, 5, and 6 moon dead, the lower 2 moon ROKURO attempts to bargain for his life with Muzan, claiming that if he is given more blood, then he will prove useful for him. And with an ego inflated more than a hot air balloon, Muzan kills him for even attempting to order the demon into doing something. Coming in at number 7 we have ENMU. The lucky bastard was the only one out of the lower moon's purge to survive the ordeal. He is a sadistic, evil piece of work with the ability to manipulate dreams and kill people while they sleep. And somehow, miraculously, he was able to use reverse psychology, convincing Muzan to keep him alive. Not only that, but even empower him with his blood. We don't know much of his backstory though. However, when it comes to his powers, the least we can say is that this guy knows his stuff and is quite handy, if you know what I mean. After devising the plan to hypnotize Tanjiro and the Hashira of fire on the train, he uses his animated arm to hypnotize everyone else around him and execute his plan to kill the Demon Slayers. Tanjiro breaks the illusion in time and engages with him on the train, decapitating him eventually after he had fused himself with the front part of the train. Here are the upper demons. With the small fries out of the way, it is time to introduce the big boys and the strongest, most elite demons under the command of Muzan. Two things make the difference between an upper and lower demon, one being the immense power difference, and two, the fact that the numbers are on both eyes, opposed to the lower demons with the number on only one eye. Coming in at number 6, we have DAKI and GYUTARO. Both of them were the retainers of the lowest rank when it came to the upper demons after they decided to become demons together simultaneously, with one having the ability to use her kimono and scarf as her weapon, proving to be versatile as well as tough enough to withstand the blades of the Demon Slayers. Also, she uses her scarf as a storage to store humans she hunts to keep them fresh when she wants to devour them and consume their blood. I gotta mention as well how damn hot she is even for a demon. She looks so... off topic. With Daki out of the way, we go to her disfigured, ugly-looking brother retaining his skills using a sickle in fights from his life as a human. He now is also able to imbue it with powerful poison as well as shoot them from a distance at anyone in the vicinity and range. One more gimmick that made these two a resilient and annoying encounter was the fact that they have to be decapitated at the same time or else they will regenerate instantly. Coming in at number 5, we have Gyoko. This is definitely one of the weirdest, ugly looking and grotesque of the upper demon moons. This demon has a genie-like body coming out of a pot with mouth where his eyes should be and an eye where his mouth should be. He is quite powerful and proves to be a nuisance to Muichiro in their battle, however he is eventually defeated at his hand and destroyed. Coming in at number 4, we have Nakime. This upper ranker is the last to go and somewhat the most important demon moon thanks to the fact that her ability, Infinite Castle, is the base of operations of Muzan, which is practically like the house of KYOGAI, but much more complicated, and she has much more control over it than KYOGAI ever was able to, as well as her ability to scatter eyes everywhere and anywhere she wishes, serving as the all-seeing eyes in reconnaissance. Her capture was very vital when it came to the battle with Muzan, to the point that he preferred to kill her himself than to surrender her and allow her to be controlled by the Hashira Demon Slayers. And with her death came the end of all the demon moons. Coming in at number 3, we have AKAZA. I know what everyone is going to say and how much you guys hate AKAZA for killing Rengoku, but hear me out for a second. AKAZA's story, in my own opinion, is the saddest one from all the demons we encountered in this list so far, and is one of the most heartbreaking stories. As a child, he suffered daily and had to steal from everyone in order to get medicine for his sickly father, only to be captured by the authorities and branded with a burglar tattoo, and beat up so bad he could barely feel anything at all. To top it off, on his way back home he is told that his father committed suicide to free AKAZA from the burden of protecting him and tending to him. After that, AKAZA is distraught and beats up 6 armed adult guards and knocks them out cold, only to be beaten by another martial artist that practically wiped the floor with his face. His misfortune didn't end there, however. His journey and descent into despair was far from over after he was taken in by the martial artist and even entrusted to take care of his sickly daughter. He proposes that AKAZA inherit his school as well as wed his daughter, and just as he got all he needed in life, he loses everything after they are poisoned and killed by an opposing martial arts school that couldn't beat them fair and square. Driven into complete rage and despair at the death of his caretaker and lover, AKAZA goes all out and kills everyone in that school barehandedly, a feat that is impossible to a human, which is the reason Muzan gained an interest in him. His powers allow him to send shockwaves using his punches and fighting his enemies. It took the efforts and sacrifice of Rengoku to wound him or get even close to killing him. However, his immense regeneration proved to be a nuisance and a cause of annoyance for the Demon Slayers. It's worth the mention that AKAZA allowed the Demon Slayers to behead him, as a means of atonement for his sins. Otherwise, his immense regeneration would have stopped them from killing him. Coming in at number 2 is Doma. Ever since he was still a human, his parents saw him as a perfect being, and devised a cult of worshippers revolving around him. One thing leads to another, and his parents ended up dead, and his first thought was the fact that the smell of blood was suffocating. You see, Doma since childhood was devoid of any and all emotions. Some might argue he was born a demon all along. Even after becoming a demon moon, he continued to lead the cult, but in secret killed his followers. One of those victims was the mother of Inosuke and the flower Hashira. making it all the more poetic that he meets his end at the hands of their descendants. Thanks to his demon blood art, he is able to manipulate ice powers that he controls with his fans, including his ability to create multiple clones that can fight for him, as well as his ability to create a giant Bodhisattva to battle his enemies. Although he used that ability a little too late and paid the price dearly with his head flying off of his shoulders at the hands of Inosuke and Kano, as well as thanks to the sacrifice that the insect Hashira made. And number 1 goes to KOKUSHIBO. He is the upper 1 moon and the strongest enforcer of the Muzen loyal to him until the end. KOKUSHIBO originally was a demon slayer named Michikatsu Tsukikuni, the twin older brother of Yoriichi. After he fell short compared to his brother and becoming all the more envious of him and his talent, Muzen was able to tempt him into becoming a Sith and join the dark side. I mean becoming a demon. Joining the Demon Moons thanks to becoming a demon, he was able to hone his skills for what seemed like an eternity. It was only thanks to the efforts of Gyomei, Sanemi, Genya, and Muichiro's combined efforts that they were able to stop him in his tracks in his powerful moon breathing style, subsequently leading to the death of the latter two affected by their injuries. And with this, we conclude our list and end with this video for today. Hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. If you like this video, remember to subscribe and smash that thumbs up button to keep being notified of all of our latest new videos and upcoming content. Also, write down in the comments below who is your favorite demon as well as your favorite Hashira. Who knows, maybe our next subject will include them this time. And as for now, I'll catch you later. See you in the next one.